You sit down with your plate and you feel it before you see it. That unblinking stare from the corner of the room. Most people read it as begging. Almost none of it is. You think you are looking at a dog waiting for a handout. You think those amber eyes are locked on your sandwich because they want a bite. But if you look closer at your scruffy terrier, you will notice something different. He is not moving. He is not whining. He is holding a post. There is one specific signal you need to watch for. It is the moment the stare shifts from your plate to the threshold of the room. That is when you know the truth. This is not about the food. This is about your safety. You look at that gaze and you feel guilty. You see the half-pricked ear twitching toward the hallway. You assume he is hungry. You think he is trying to manipulate you into sharing your dinner. We have all been there. You are at the table, perhaps a bit tired after work, and there he is. He sits near your chair. He keeps his head low. He follows every movement of your fork with those steady amber eyes. The logic seems bulletproof. He wants what you have. He is waiting for you to drop a crumb or get soft-hearted and toss him a piece of crust. But watch the body, not the eyes. A begging dog does not stay in one place. A beggar presses in. He puts his chin on your knee. He nudges your hand. He whines or paces because the goal is to get closer to the source of the reward. That is how a dog acts when he wants food. Your dog is doing the exact opposite. He stays out of your bubble. He keeps a respectful distance, enough to see you and the room at the same time. He does not break his stare to check your face for signs of weakness. He does not scramble or dance. He stays low. He is anchored to his spot. It is a posture of duty, not desire. When you mistake this for begging, you are ignoring the most deliberate behavior in your house. This is sentinel behavior. Your dog has taken the role of the pack guard, and he has placed you, the eater, at the center of his protection. In the wild, eating is a dangerous business. When a dog has his head in a carcass or a bowl, his senses are narrowed. He cannot hear the approach of a predator. He cannot watch the perimeter. He is vulnerable. To survive, the pack relies on the others to hold the line. They watch the outside world so the eater can focus on the meal. Your dog has mapped this dynamic onto your living room. He has decided that while you are seated at that wooden table with your stoneware plate, you are vulnerable. You are distracted by your phone or your book or the news. You are not scanning the hallway or the window. You are not listening for the sound of a delivery person or a neighbor. So he does it for you. He is not guarding the food from you. He is guarding you while you eat. When he holds that post, he is signaling that you are the priority. It is a high trust position. He is telling you that he trusts you to eat your meal, but he refuses to let you eat it alone and exposed. He is taking the shift. This is an act of service that bypasses the need for commands or training. He has chosen this. This is the kind of loyalty that defines a household. If you appreciate the quiet way your dog looks out for you, you might want to consider how often you acknowledge that job. When you see him there, holding that steady line, that is the moment to pause. Don't speak. Just acknowledge the watch with a calm, slow nod. You are participating in a system of mutual trust. He watches the perimeter, and you provide the security of a home. That is a bond built on real-world actions, not just feelings. Think about the way his body is positioned. If he is facing the room while you are facing the table, he is literally covering your blind spot. This is not accidental. If he were just begging, he would be facing you. He would be crowding your field of vision. By turning his back to you or angling his body to watch the door, he is telling you exactly where he thinks the threat might come from. He is reading the environment in ways you simply cannot. He hears the floorboard creak in the hallway long before your brain registers the sound. He smells the shift in the air when the front door opens. He is filtering that data constantly. He is deciding in real time whether a sound is a threat or just background noise. When he does not bark, he has decided that you are safe. When he does bark, he is ending his post to alert you that the risk has exceeded his ability to manage it from the floor. Most owners get this wrong. They see the stare, they feel the pressure of the dog's gaze, and they toss a treat. But look at what happens when you do that. The moment you reward the stare with a piece of meat, you change the nature of the interaction. You are telling the dog that his job is not to guard, his job is to beg. You are training him to abandon his post. You are teaching him that the perimeter doesn't matter as much as the handout. Over 3 or 4 meals, a good sentinel becomes a persistent beggar. He stops watching the door. He starts watching your hand. He stops protecting you and starts pestering you. If you want to keep that sentinel behavior, you have to respect it. Never reward the stare with food. If he is doing his job, his reward is the safety of the pack, not a slice of turkey. If you need to give him something, wait until the meal is over and you are both standing up. Take the reward away from the dining context entirely. Keep the guarding duty and the mealtime reward separate. When you do this, you keep the sentinel alive. There is one more thing you have to watch for, and it is perhaps the most important part of this entire dynamic. What happens when the stare suddenly stops? Imagine you are sitting at the table. Your dog is usually there, ears pricked, tracking the hallway. It is a part of your daily rhythm. Then one day he doesn't come. Or he comes, but he doesn't hold his post. He wanders off. He lies in a corner. He ignores the room entirely. Most people assume the dog just isn't hungry or he's bored. They think it is just a change in mood. It is almost never that simple. When a dog who has always watched you eat suddenly stops, that is a signal of a shift in his internal state. It is an early warning system that is firing because he is no longer feeling capable of fulfilling his role. It usually means he is in pain, he is exhausted, or he is dealing with a level of stress that is forcing him to turn his attention inward. He is conserving his energy. He is narrowing his world to himself because his body is telling him he cannot spare the focus to protect you. He is withdrawing from the post. Watch for the change. It is subtle. It is not a dramatic event. It is just the absence of that steady amber gaze during your dinner. If your dog stops holding his post, do not assume it is just a personality shift. Check the basics. Check his mobility. See if he is moving stiffly. See if he is hesitant to jump on the sofa, or if he is sleeping longer than usual. See if he is drinking more water, or if his coat has lost that bit of shine it usually has. A dog who is feeling well, a dog who feels secure in his place, is a dog who will take his shift. If he drops the shift, he is telling you that something has changed. It is the most honest report he can give you about his health, and it is one most owners miss because they never realized he was on duty in the first place. You have a living, breathing alarm system that works for free. He is not a security camera. He is a thinking, feeling being who has decided that your vulnerability is his responsibility. That is a heavy role for a dog to take on. It requires focus. It requires him to stay alert even when he would rather be sleeping. Next time you sit down, acknowledge him. Not with a treat. Not with a pat on the head while he is working. Just acknowledge that you see the watch. You see the half-pricked ear pointed toward the door. You see the amber eyes scanning the dark hallway. You see that he is working. It changes the way you eat. It changes the way you look at your home. You are no longer alone in that room. You are sitting at the table with a partner who has taken the duty of watching the world so that you don't have to. Every meal you eat, he is on watch. That is not begging. That is love with a job. When you start looking at it this way, the whole room feels different. You stop feeling pestered. You stop feeling like you are being watched by an opportunist. You realize you are being watched by a guardian. It is a quiet, steady, and constant commitment. It is the dog's way of saying that you are the most important part of his environment. Keep your eyes on him, just like he keeps his eyes on the room. If he goes off shift, don't ignore it. It is his way of telling you that his own resources are low. It is a communication that happens entirely in the space between you. You don't need words to understand it. You just need to pay attention to the pattern. The next time you pull out your chair and hear the click of his paws on the floor, pay attention to where he settles. Look at the angle of his body. Look at the way he divides his focus between you and the rest of the house. That is the sentinel. That is the choice he makes for you every single day. Honor that. Don't turn him into a beggar. Keep his job clear. Let him take the shift and let him know in his own way that you understand exactly what he is doing. It is the highest form of trust a dog can offer. When you realize that, you will never see him sitting in that corner the same way again. It is not about the plate. It is not about the crumbs. It is about the fact that he has decided your safety is worth his attention. And that, more than anything else, is the real reason he sits there. Every evening, look for the ears. Look for the eyes. Look for the way he anchors himself to the floor. He is working. You are eating. And together you are safe. That is the life you have built together. Take a moment to recognize it. It is the work of a lifetime, distilled into 15 minutes of dinner. It is the most honest conversation you will have all day, and it doesn't require a single word.